Hi everyone, I'm Matt Stiner, Warren, Ohio. I enjoy long walks on the beach, bolt action rifles, and sunsets. My story is a little bit different. I'm not as elaborate as, a good friend of mine, Keith Baker, is. Like most kids, I started out plinking with a .22. And when we'd go out, everybody wants to shoot a pop can. Well, living in Ohio, we had old Ohio license plates with 2 O's in them. And I'd try to shoot out the center of the O. It's always been more about the precision, the exactness of putting a rifle in a round where you want it to be and making those impacts. So it eventually transitioned over after I graduated college into, hey, I really want to learn this. So I took a few classes, built a few rifles, got in contact with Mark Gordon at Short Action Customs, had him build me a rifle. 3 weeks later, after I shot that rifle that he delivered to me, ordered a second rifle, and the bug was, I'd gotten bitten by the bug. So then it was, where can I shoot, when can I shoot, how often can I shoot? And then I happened to stumble onto a facility that was only, luckily for me, 20 minutes from my house. And I was able to get onto that property about once a week to shoot. And that's when I got into my match directing. I came up with a small business plan, how we could, make some money for the property. And I kind of started running some small events. And those small events grew into bigger events. And more people started showing up. And it kept growing and growing to what we have today, which is 2 Pro Series matches, 10 regional one-day matches, and 8 to 10 regional rimfire matches. So in the time that I've been shooting, I felt like I hit a little bit of a plateau, and I wasn't progressing where I'd like to. I was shooting open with a BR, and at times, I know there's no recoil in a BR, but I was getting lazy with my recoil management. So at that time, I made the choice to switch over and run a 308. What started as a, hey, let's chase Mark Cooper as kind of a, something fun to do, as he was tearing up the tactical circuit, I started running a 308 and putting rounds down range. And, I actually fell in love with shooting that caliber versus a BR. And it was all because I wanted to improve my recoil management. And the 308 obviously kicks a lot more, has a lot more recoil, and it's opened my eyes to what I needed to do every day when I'm shooting the gun, is just manage that recoil, drive the rifle, keep your eyes on the scope or through the scope on the target and make the corrections. So it's a little bit tougher, and there's definitely a humbling to switching over to the TAC class and running that caliber, because you're going to give up some of the impacts that you became used to. My goal for shooting actually, is to grow the sport. That's always been what I've liked. I've looked at precision rifle as, it's been a very family-oriented, nobody is excluded kind of thing in the Northeast region. So one of the biggest things that we like to do is grow the sport, bring new shooters in, show them that they can, it's a place that they can be supported, they can learn the sport, and they can grow as shooters themselves. If I can share any of the knowledge that I've gained over the last 5 or 6 years with new shooters so that they can grow and be successful, that's a huge plus for me. The camaraderie is without a doubt the best part of the sport. It's probably, and I played high school and college football in my past, and I think the friendships I've built through this versus that, there's a night and day difference. These are lifetime friendships I've built with these guys here, and I see them, I talk to a lot of them all the time, and that's probably my favorite part of this sport. If anybody that ever watches this and happens to see me at a match, if you've got questions, come up and ask me. But then again, it's the same with any shooter that wears a jersey, any shooter period. I think there's been this, misnomer out there that if a jersey shooter is some guy that's kind of stuck up, or he's got his own, set ways and he doesn't want to talk to anybody. Well, don't be afraid to go over and talk to him. He's just a person like you are. More than likely, you're going to find out he's the nicest guy in the world, or she's the nicest guy or woman in the world. But they're going to be the most helpful people that you can get in front of and have conversation with. I'd like to kind of end with, if any new shooters are watching this, the best advice I can give to you guys is just go out and shoot. I use the term trial by fire. Get out there. You don't know what you don't know until you try. So all new shooters, I urge you to go out there, and just give it a shot. Call your regional directors, call the match directors in your areas, find out where matches are, just get there, get in front of, just get there. And, you know, once you get the bug, it's, you know, I feel sorry for your wife. You can leave that out too.